So as of today, as we speak, Conor McGregor has a ton of options. Well, info was just released that he has been suspended for 6 months because of a possible injury to his left wrist. However, let's just assume that Conor will have that healed up within the next month or so. Conor stated that he wants to be the champion at 145 and 155 pounds and hold the belts simultaneously. The upside of that is if he can stay healthy, then he can also stay busy and put on a lot of good fights throughout the year. The downside is that if he gets injured, he will not only hold up one belt in one division, but two belts in two divisions. Conor seems to be somewhat injury prone. He is young and he has not been in that many fights, and he has already had knee surgery and also is said to have seriously injured his knee during the first training camp while preparing for the first Aldo fight. So the question is, will he be able to stay healthy? Now, if he can, there are some great matchups available. However, the interesting thing is that Anthony Pettis has said that when he was negotiating his new contract with the UFC, he was promised an immediate title shot at 155 pounds if he was able to get through Eddie Alvarez. Apparently, Conor was promised the exact same thing. However, even before the Aldo fight, it was believed that if Cerrone was able to beat RDA, then Conor would get the fight, which makes sense. Pettis has repeatedly stated that he wants RDA because Rafael has been the only guy that has been able to beat him up like that in his entire life. Apparently, he wants to avenge that loss. So if RDA beats Cowboy, they can give that to Pettis and they can fight for the belt. If Cowboy wins, they can still let Pettis fight RDA, as Pettis has stated numerous times that he wants Rafael with or without the belt. Plus, Cowboy likes to strike. RDA would probably try to wrestle with Conor and make it a tough fight for the Golden Child. However, anyone can get hurt and anything can happen. So it all comes down to this Saturday when RDA and Cerrone fight for the lightweight title. Let's just hope that it's a good fight and neither of them get hurt. At featherweight, the obvious option is to have Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor rematch. I think Jose deserves it, but there is a lot of criticism about will the public buy into it. And of course they will. Conor is a pay-per-view king right now. He's going to sell no matter who he fights. But Jose usually takes a long time between fights, and he himself is injury prone. So I personally think the best option is to let Frankie and Conor fight for the belt this April, as long as Conor's left wrist is okay. This would be a great fight. Even though Frankie showed he has heavy hands by putting Chad down in the first couple of exchanges, I assume Frankie will try to wrestle McGregor, which is what everyone wants to see. They want to see if Chad just had success because of Conor's lack of proper training due to his knee injury, or if Conor has major holes in his ground game. So I think the next fight should be Frankie versus Conor. Plus, in my opinion, Frankie has been due a title shot since he beat Cub Swanson. And then Aldo can have the winner of Frankie versus Conor. I mean, Aldo can work his way back up, but I don't think there are too many people in the featherweight division that can beat him anyway. Aldo and Max Holloway would be a good fight, but other than that, I think Conor or Frankie would be the best fights for Aldo. Then at lightweight, Conor would have a good chance against Cowboy because Donald will be willing to stand and strike with him. Cowboy would have a large height and reach advantage on McGregor, but with Conor's accuracy and movement, it would make an interesting fight. Plus, we would get a chance to see if McGregor's power will carry up to lightweight. Then these two guys have been taking verbal jabs at each other for months. The pre-fight would be exciting, and hopefully the actual fight would be as well. RDA would be a little tougher for McGregor, in my opinion, It would still give fans a chance to see if Conor has a sound ground game or if he was just hindered because of his knee injury in the Mendes fight. Granted, RDA is a lot bigger than Mendes, but it would still give us a chance to see how he reacts when he's taken down. I'm not sure how the Pettis situation will work out. He was another UFC favorite. I mean, he made it on the Wheaties box and everything. But Dana is a complete scumbag, so I'm sure he promised both fighters an immediate title shot, just like he promised Miesha Tate a shot against Ronda Rousey. But what can these fighters do? The only other option would be to go fight for Bellator, and neither of them want to do that. So we'll see what happens. In any event, Conor, as well as the rest of the featherweight and lightweight divisions, are in a great place. Frankie should be set up to get his shot. Worst case is Conor vacates and him and Aldo go at it for the title. Then at lightweight, Conor, Pettis, Cowboy, and RDA would all be good matchups, no matter who fights who. Pettis does get hurt a lot as well, but as long as he stays healthy and as long as he gets by Eddie Alvarez, he'll be right back in the mix. MMA is looking great for 2016. Let's just hope everyone stays healthy.